I want to talk to you about how to dominate social media marketing if you are an attorney. Okay. The thing is that when you think about social media, just don't think about it as an outlet for entertainment or even news. You can really look at it as a conduit for marketing. Okay. If you think about it, your potential audience, your target audience, is actually on social media. I don't care if it's LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. Basically, you're going to find your audience already on social media. They're using social media for other stuff, right? So your goal is to actually draw their attention to your product, to your service, to your law firm. Let me give you an overview here before we get into the nitty gritty. When you think about social media, I want you to think about platforms that really adapt to changing patterns in the larger economy. For example, when you think about TikTok, before TikTok actually came on the scene, YouTube was actually the dominant player when it comes to video, right? And then TikTok came, and TikTok came with a short form content, and all of a sudden, YouTube had to pivot to YouTube Shorts. So instead of having a 15 minutes or 20 minutes video, people appreciate having now, less than 1 minute. So the whole idea here is to adapt to the changing patterns in the economy. Okay, so this is important, and you have to understand that social media remains a place to engage with a community. So if you are a lawyer and you care about and your practice actually focuses more on the local economy, for instance, and you want to engage with the economy, with the community, you can use social media to do so. Like Facebook, for instance, can be a great conduit for community engagement. And so that's for, you can see on the screen here, like Facebook is really great, or LinkedIn or Instagram, YouTube, whatever. But one thing for sure, depending upon the social media platform that you go for, you have to engage with those groups, those communities that actually appeal to your target or to your service. You can see on the screen here like a few examples of groups to join on LinkedIn if you are actually a lawyer and you want to really boost your practice. So let me give you a few top hacks if you want to dominate social media marketing this year as a lawyer. One thing first, and this is so important, you got to know the rules. I mean, if you are on Facebook, know the rules that Facebook has put in place. If you are on Instagram or if you are on LinkedIn, know the rules, okay? The thing is that it's not just the rules from the platform, but you got to start with the rules from the platform. But once you know the rules from the rules that the platform has instituted, you also got to know the rules in the industry you're at, the ethics, the regulations, the directives, all that kind of stuff, okay? You want to check out the law society and bar rules for compliance responsibilities and ethics regulations, okay? Because the thing is, you do not want to really violate those core principles if you want to boost your practice, okay? And be sure to know you want to know those regulations and directives and edicts before you post or share anything, right? It's not really worth it to actually be sued, because you made a small post. This post can be very costly, so you got to know the rules. You got to know the foundational rules before you do anything, okay? So know the rules. That's step number one. Step number two, if you want to dominate social media marketing as a lawyer, you need to identify your goals. And I want to insist on that. The thing is, your goal will be different depending upon the target audience you're going after. Your goals will be different depending on the timing, like the way you actually reach out to your target audience on social media around Christmas. It's not the same time you'll reach out to them around May or March or whatever, right? So seasonality is important, timing is important. So that's going to determine how you are going to have a conversation with your target audience. Keep that in mind, okay? So ask yourself, what do you hope to gain from social media? Like, you're not just posting on social media like randomly. You got to have a strategy. You got to have a goal in mind. You got to also have a method, okay? So you want to achieve a clear understanding of your objectives in using social media marketing for your law firm, okay? And when I say objectives, this can be, well, I want to gain more clients, right? I want to go from 100 clients to 500 clients, for instance. Or I want to build brand awareness. Or I want to increase website visitation, for instance, right? I want folks to really know more about my website because, I offer great services and I want more visitors to be aware of those services. If you want to dominate social media marketing as a lawyer, you got to do your research. See, the thing is, when I say do your research, I'm not just saying like, copy what the competition is doing, right? But you got to know what the competition is doing. You got to have a clear idea what they're doing, how they're playing the game, how they're actually interacting with their audience or your audience. Because if they are your competition, chances are they are going after the same population that you're going after, right? So do some research about how they do the job, how they interact, how they talk to potential clients, and also the kind of messaging they have, right? It's all about seeing the message, the tone, the way they do it, they do things, and see what you can learn from it. And you know what? There's nothing bad with it. There is nothing bad with it. As a matter of fact, it's called benchmarking. When you actually, as a lawyer, if you are studying what the competition is doing and you are emulating what they're doing, it's not really called spying or imitating. No, it's a benchmarking. You pick up the best practices and you adapt it to your own practice, and you improve it also, right? And everybody wins. So do your research to make sure you are offering something of value to your target population. And also, you want to start small. So when I say social media marketing, whether you want to do Facebook ads or you just want to engage, you want to have an Instagram page or a TikTok business account, you want to start small. When I say start small, don't actually try to be on all social media at the same time. Because if you think about it, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Unless you have a team, unless you have you outsource that work to another company, it's a lot of work to actually update, maintain accounts on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Pinterest, and whatever, right? So you want to make sure that you start small and you're also able to handle those accounts before you expand. Next thing you want to do is you want to consider your content. So when I say if you want to dominate social media, social media marketing as a lawyer, you want to plan what type of content you'll be posting to your social media accounts. And also, you have to understand that you not just the planning, but also the kind of resources you will need for that type of content. Are you going to outsource it, like the writing? Are you going to outsource it to another company or use the Chat GPT or whatever? So you got to think about these things actually in advance so that you're not surprised as you go along. So if you want to dominate social media marketing as a lawyer, you got to set a schedule. Schedule is really important because you do not want to have any kind of randomness in your social media marketing as a lawyer, because a lot of stuff will happen. You have a practice to run. You have clients to visit. You have your court. I mean, you have your court days. I mean, if you do some prosecution, you might actually do. So, long story short, social media marketing as a lawyer is actually a full-time job in some practices. So depending upon your goals, depending upon the scope of your practice, you might want to really automate the whole thing. In other words, you can have software. You can have software tools such as a Hootsuite that can really help you. They can automate the whole thing for you. Okay, so consider creating actually a content calendar. Okay, so that you can really put more efficiency into the whole process. So, and you want to do that. You want to pre-plan when you release your content, right? So, because when you pre-plan, you are actually you are more proactive, you are more productive. You remove, let's say, the stress of trying to think of what to post in the moment, right? Because think about it again, you have a practice to run. You have folks. You have I would say lawyers to manage. You have revenue to chase. You have a lot of stuff to do. Okay, and you can't just like add another layer of complexity to your processes. So also, you want to understand that when you take the time to review before posting, you can actually reduce your risk of accidentally violate ethics rules or client confidentiality in a rush to post. Okay, so that's really good. You want to maintain I would say a steady social media presence, and also engage with your audience more often but more productively. And the last way to actually dominate social media marketing, you want to measure your results. Okay, so you want to track, measure, and evaluate the results of your social media efforts if you want to be effective. Because see, the thing is, you can't just randomly post and not look at analytics. You want to look at analytics. You want to see what's really happening behind your accounts. How's your accounts performing? What are the views coming from? What is your target population? What are your population of interest? Okay, so that's really important because it helps you actually iterate. It helps you tweak your content. It helps you modify the timing, modify the type of content you post, or how you interact with your audience. That kind of stuff can be very important, very valuable in the long run. So if you want to dominate social media marketing as a lawyer, let me share with you the top platforms you want to consider and how to play the games on those platforms, because every platform is actually different. Okay, not because of let's say the platform itself, but most importantly because of the population that it attracts. Like, very simple example, if you look at Facebook or TikTok and you compare that platform to LinkedIn, you will see the difference right away. There's a big delta, right? There's a big delta between what's happening and the folks who are attracted to content on TikTok versus those who are attracted to content on LinkedIn, for instance. So let me first talk to you about Facebook. One thing I want to make sure you understand is that the type of platform that you choose will depend on, among other things, your practice area, your target audience, and the type of content you like to post, right? For instance, if you love to post video content, YouTube is definitely a wonderful place, or even Instagram. But if you love to post, let's say, written content, LinkedIn could be also a great platform to consider. So let me talk to you first about Facebook. Well, Facebook is actually the biggie in this space. When it comes to social media, don't even think twice. YouTube is dominating the whole landscape. I mean, they have close to 3 billion monthly active users. Can you imagine that? 3 billion monthly active users. Okay, so this is a platform that's very popular among legal professionals. Okay, and so you want to be on Facebook, and you can use Facebook to build trust and stay top of mind by sharing legal tips, case updates, client testimonials, educational videos, industry news, and insights on common legal issues. So the cool thing is that you are able to stay top of mind. That's what you want. You want to be seen as authority. You want to be seen as a thought leader in the specific niche that you are in. Okay. So engaging content like FAQs, community involvement, and behind the scenes firm updates can also help build trust and attract leads. Because the thing is, you want to let people understand that there are human beings working at your firms. Like, there are folks who go to work. They're not machines. This is not ChatGPT. Those are real people. Those are real people, real lawyers working to make your solve cases for clients. So on Facebook, you want to keep it clear, professional, and aligned with your firm's of your firm's. I mean, with your firm's values. I'm speaking here about your content. So if your efforts on Facebook are not being seen by your target audience, they are wasting your time. Okay. And you also have LinkedIn. So LinkedIn actually is a pretty interesting platform because it remains the most popular social media platform for lawyers in the US. So more law firms use LinkedIn than any other platform, even Facebook, okay, with about more than 2/3 of law firms, according to research, using LinkedIn. Okay, so because LinkedIn is actually made for business, if you think about it. So LinkedIn is designed to promote your professional persona and build connections with others in the legal industry, which can be, if you think about it, this can be very useful for getting referrals, and that's what you want, right? So now it's important to ensure that your LinkedIn profile is an effective reflection of you and your firm. So when it comes to LinkedIn, I want you to really remember that you want to keep things professional. That's really important. Keep things professional. Use professional photos as your profile picture. Be compelling, so take time to write a clear headline, concise summary, and meaningful descriptions of your relevant law experiences. So if you find it difficult to write about yourself, consider hiring a professional writer to help with your profile. Believe me, that's going to help you big time. Also, you want to stay relevant, so curate your profile to showcase career highlights that are most relevant to your current practice, focus, and goals. So that if you think about it, visitors to your page can easily learn about your, the attorney that you are today, your current profile, and all that kind of stuff. So if you think about X, they used to be called Twitter. So if you want to dominate social media through X, you need to understand that X is a slightly less common social media platform for law firms, but it does offer some unique benefits for busy legal professionals if you think about it. Because X actually is on X, the content is concise, right? So as a micro blogging social media platform, X limits your tweets to a character count of 280, forcing you to stay succinct. It's efficient because because of that 280 character limit, when scrolling your feed, you can consume highlights and headlines for a wide range of issues in a short period. And also, X is instantaneous. It gives you a near instant updates on news and information you need to know, right? So if you're just starting out on X, be sure to follow influential people in your industry, both as a source of social media inspiration and as a way to stay engaged with people that, if you think about it, share content about the issues that are important to you and your audience. And that's what you want. You want to follow the crowd. Okay, you want to follow the flow if you think about it. So as a law firm, let's quickly talk about YouTube. YouTube has been around for many years now, and YouTube is the second most important search engine after Google, and those two are owned by the same company, okay, Alphabet. So though it's less common for lawyers and law firms to use YouTube, YouTube actually gives you the opportunity to share video content with subscribers, okay? So video makes it very easy to showcase your personality to viewers, helping them feel like they know you before they've met you, which can make potential clients feel more comfortable if you think about it. I mean, when it comes to law, people love to establish that connection at a human level, okay? So you can create explainer videos that walk through legal processes, share real clients' success stories with permission, of course, or bust common legal myths, okay? You can also show behind the scenes footage of your day-to-day operations or your involvement in the community, okay? So that's kind of cool because it allows you to really stay top of mind. And now, before you create like YouTube videos for your firm, ensure that you're able to make high quality content, you have a strong on-camera presence, and you have something to say, right? You gotta have something to say. So when you think about social media marketing for lawyers, I also want you to think about Instagram. I mean, Instagram actually is owned by Meta, Facebook, okay? So Instagram is more image and video centered, okay? So this may make it a less than ideal fit for your firm, depending upon the kind of target audience you're going after, okay? But if you are thinking about a consumer who is focused, who is focused on certain areas of the law, Instagram could be a great platform because you can connect actually with with folks at a very individual level. Think about it. So if you you want to make your content easy to find, use hashtags and location tagging when appropriate. Okay, you want to post the high quality photos, and you want to be careful not to violate ethics guideline. What about TikTok? I mean, TikTok is pretty strong too. Okay, so TikTok actually on TikTok you want to be compelling. I mean, that's really important. As I said a little earlier, TikTok actually favors short form video content. Okay, less than 1 minute. You want to keep it short, concise, snappy. You know, you just want to go straight to the point. Be compelling. Be consistent. So you want to aim to have a regular schedule, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. You want to embrace hashtags, and you want to follow the trends because TikTok is unique in that copying another account's content is actually encouraged. So see what other law firms are doing and make it your own. I mean, that's totally fine. Okay. And what about the last one? I mean, the last one that folks don't know, like people don't know that often, but you might really enjoy it. So that's Blue Sky. So Blue Sky is a pretty unique social media, and it's a new decentralized social media platform, getting traction among professionals. So that's really cool. Okay, so Blue Sky is kind of similar to LinkedIn if you think about it. Okay, so though still in its early stages, it offers a fresh alternatives for lawyers looking to expand their online presence without the clutter of traditional networks. Okay, and that's pretty good because the algorithm on Blue Sky prioritizes user control and transparency, making it very appealing for those who value privacy and content ownership. Okay, so that's really good. So if you your law firm wants to use Blue Sky, think about thought leadership, for instance. Think about networking. Think about community engagement. Right. So you have the possibility to get things done in a very clear manner. As a recap into this conversation, I spoke to you about how to dominate social media marketing as a lawyer. I gave you the overview, the top hacks, the top platforms to consider, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.